Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking to you about what makes an exhibit work and why this particular museum space that I'm looking at works so well as a blank canvas with a backstory. Let's check it out. The Tate Modern Museum sits smack dab in the middle of London, England. It is an art museum that houses art created from the year 1900 until modern day. The museum is actually housed inside of an old power station called the Bankside Power Station that used to generate electricity for the City of London. The majority of the building has been reconstructed so that it can easily display pieces of art for the thousands of visitors that frequent the Tate every day. What I'm more interested in, however, are some of the parts of the building that haven't been renovated to look brand new. What I'm here to talk to you guys about are the tanks. Located on the basement floor of the Tate, the tanks are a number of rooms designed to house temporary art installations of working artists in the modern day. These rooms are called the tanks because back in the Bankside Power days, those same rooms were used to house large amounts of oil that were used to power the turbines in order to generate electricity. They have since been converted into these dark, mysterious, echoing showrooms that intrigue visitors who venture down to that bottom floor. The specific show in the tanks that I will be looking at is an installation by Joan Jonas. She's a very influential American performance artist who pioneered the method that modern-day video art performances are made in. Her pieces are often considered quite bizarre and striking, making the tanks at the Tate a wonderful place to display them. Walking into the Joan Jonas exhibit in the tanks at the Tate is an otherworldly experience, to say the least. You go from walking through a well-lit hallway that is connected to the busy main foyer of the museum into a dark room with odd videos and images being displayed in the center and all around on the smooth concrete walls. Any sound made by a video or a person is immediately amplified and echoes eerily around the room. Even though it is dark in there, there's an unmistakable sense of a sensory overload because your brain does not know what to process first. Luckily, being a museum, there are a few helpful informational pieces right near the door. The exhibit itself is broken up into different sections, displaying Jonas's different video pieces and sometimes a physical piece of art. The videos themselves were true to Jonas's style and are very confusing at times. One video in particular displays a number of couples walking in odd patterns on a beach on a very windy day. One pair is dressed up in a suit with reflective pieces attached to the outside. This video is projected onto one of the smooth concrete walls with a large rug in front intended for the viewer to stand on. In the center of the room were a number of freestanding canvases displaying different video projects of Jonas. One incorporated a physical element of projecting a video through a series of crystals dangling on wire to create a very surreal effect. This effect was amplified by the darkness of the room as well. Along the walls on the far side of the room were a number of physical paintings done by Jonas, intended to represent the famous Rorschach ink blots given as a psychological test. Other than the freestanding screens, there were 3 video screens with benches and headphones. This particularly caught my attention, as these headphones eliminate the entire experience of being in the tanks in the first place. The echoing darkness of the room really intensified the experience of all the more public video displays. Having a viewer cut off from all this seems like an odd choice in what I found to be an incredible museum display. This room in the tanks represents a sharp contrast with the rest of the art in the museum. The other pieces of art are simply placed, one after another, in the same style that anyone who has ever gone to a museum has seen before. I believe that these tanks represent a change that needs to happen in the modern art world. Museums are so bogged down in the repetition and simplicity of a hallway with some paintings in it, that any display opposing this is a delightful surprise for any visitor. This needs to change. There needs to be a breaking of this mold that we have created for ourselves. Joan Jonas has proved in her long and groundbreaking career that art does not need to subscribe to traditions, and we of the viewing public have largely agreed with this, but why stop there? The Tate has started what should become a trend. Museums need to create unique and interesting spaces like the tanks that enhance the artwork in them to envelop the viewer in a sensory experience that they never saw coming.